What's up, guys? It's Benchez, and welcome to the next episode of the Mario Kart Retrospective. And now we've officially jumped into the 64-bit era. That's right, we're hopping in to Mario Kart 64. Now, I've already done a video about Mario Kart a while back, but it was just me playing it, and it was me just getting really mad at it, because this game is rage-inducing at times, but I love it. It's fantastic, it's great, it's part of the legacy that is the Mario Kart franchise. This game came out in 1996 for the Nintendo 64. Probably one of the most memorable games, much like Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo. This one, a few new added features in it from the original. This one now has the battle mode, 2-player. You can do 2-player Grand Prix, 3-player battle, 4-player versus, all that stuff. But now, instead of 2 players, you can have up to 4. So they've beefed up the game a little bit more features, more fun stuff, more tracks. That's the most important thing. So we're gonna hop in. I did 50cc last time, so we're gonna go ahead, kick it up to 100, just to get a little bit more fun out of it. And this time around, you have Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Wario, and Bowser. As you can see, few players are missing from the last game. There's no Donkey Kong Jr., which has been replaced with Donkey Kong. There's no Koopa Troopa, which has been replaced with Wario. And there you go. So, not too much of a change, so there you go. But as Lee did in the last video, I'm going to play as Mario. Because we only play as the Mario, because I am only good with the Mario. So here we go. Alright. So I think we will do... Let's see. I think we'll do... I did Star Cup last time. So I think we'll do... Let's do the Flower Cup. Flower Cup is pretty fun. I like this one. It's got Toad's Turnpike in it, which is... This was the course that when I saw the trailers and stuff for Mario Kart 64, I saw this and I'm like, holy crap, you can race on the street with cars and stuff. Oh, this is amazing. So it's like, I saw that and I was just all like, oh, no, I gotta have it. Oh, that's how I sounded as a young preteen, as I was at the time. Yeah, man, just I had like when I got my Nintendo 64, I had 2 options. My parents gave me 2 options because they were only gonna give me 1 game with my N64, and it was either you could either get Super Mario 64 or Mario Kart. And I thought about it. I thought about it really, really hard. I'm just like, oh, I don't know which one I want. So initially, I just ended up going with Mario Kart, or not Mario Kart, Mario 64, just because I looked at it because this was me thinking in my young kid brain. I thought to myself, just like, Mario Kart's cool, but unless I have people to play it with, I'm not really going to have much to do with the game after I've done it a bunch by myself. So I ended up just going with Super Mario 64. Because I could have played it with my younger brother at the time, but he was super little, so he didn't really have the ability to play games, so didn't really have that happening. So what I ended up doing is I just hold it off. But I would, like, much like anybody does when they have friends and stuff like that, in like grade school and in middle school and stuff like that, you would want to go over to their house, especially if they have a game or a system that you don't typically have. So I went over there, and that's where we would play. And that's where I got a taste of what real multiplayer Mario Kart was all about. We hopped in, jumped into a couple of races, 4 people like raging because it's like, you're screen looking, stop doing that, I'm not screen looking, you just need to get good. Those were the conversations we would have, and it was just like again, man, like, you didn't play Mario Kart with your friends unless you made sure that you were pulling an all-nighter. Like, if you were an N64 kid and you had Mario Kart 64 and you had your friends over, or you were over with your friends and you were spending the night, if you weren't planning on pulling an all-nighter, then you should not play Mario Kart. That's just how it was, man. So we made it very clear that it's like we're pulling the long one. We're gonna do every track, every race, every battle, and then we're gonna do it again and again and again and again until we're all hopped up on all kinds of sugar, like soda and all that stuff, to the point where we passed out, and the only noise you can hear in the background is the sound of like Frappy Snowland in the background, because we're all passed out. We're just having fun and yelling at each other, and just a blast. And I remember very, very vividly when this game came out, there was another racing game that came out on the N64 that a lot of people, including myself, were really, really obsessed with. Went by the name of Diddy Kong Racing. I remember that very, very clearly. And there was, there were people, like, almost kind of in a war among themselves about which racer on the N64 was better. It's like, Mario Kart's more fun, it's got the cool battle modes. It's like, no way, man, Diddy Kong Racing's fun, it's got the adventure mode. And then you'd have weird kids like me who have played both, and then also played games like, I don't know, like Mickey Speedway USA or like Snowboard Kids 1 and 2. And we would bring those up, and you're like, shut up, man, you don't know what you're talking about. You play those weird games, shut up. So, yeah. That's how it was growing up with this game, man. You were either Team Diddy Kong Racing or Team Mario Kart 64. You couldn't be both, because if you were trying to be one of the kids that were both, basically you would get shunted away by both crowds, and no one would play the games with you. Period. So you had to take a side, and it's just like it felt wrong. It was almost like, as weird as it is, it was almost like the Civil War of N64 era. You were either Team Diddy Kong Racing or you were Team Mario Kart 64. And I remember it too. I remember I had a friend of mine, we'll say his name was Devin. Yeah, we'll say his name is Devin. And he had a girlfriend at the time. He had a girlfriend at the time. And oh my god! Anyway. But yeah, him and his girlfriend, they both had N64s. They both cared about each other very much. But the problem was, his girlfriend had Mario Kart 64. He had Diddy Kong Racing. And during the whole debate on which one was better, they actually got into a fight and broke up, because he said that Diddy Kong Racing was better, and she said that Mario Kart was better, and they would just go back and forth, and argue about it. To the point where they argued so much about it that they literally broke up. And I'm just like, oh my god, it's so serious. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna act like I was like, oh, I never did that, because I mean, I did. I'm not gonna lie to you people. But I never took it to that much of an extreme, so it was like, I'm not gonna be your friend anymore because you don't like the same game I like. So that's what it was. It's like, no, dude, I played Diddy Kong Racing, I played Mario Kart, and I loved them both. But just the fact that happened, it boggles my mind. I'm still friends with both of them to this day, and I still try to occasionally give them crap about it when we hang out. But it baffles me that was a thing. It's like, that just goes to show you the passion people had for these games. They were so passionate, they were willing to end a relationship they were in because the other one didn't like the one that they liked. That's how passionate they were about this. It's really, really crazy, man. But that's how it was. But that's another thing too, because like, it was like one of the things that I remember, like during the whole Sega and Nintendo thing. Like I had really close, what I felt like were lifelong friends at the time when I was a kid. But during that whole Sega versus Nintendo thing, it's just like, I had a Super Nintendo as a kid and I didn't have a Genesis. And I was a firm believer that Nintendo was better because I didn't have a Genesis and I didn't know. And my friends would literally be angry with me to the point where it's just like, I don't want to talk to you anymore because you're wrong. And I'm just like, oh. That's how real we got. We ended friendships because one kid wanted to play Phantasy Star and the other kid wanted to play Secret of Mana. Yeah, that's how real it got. Peach, come back! I want to get back into them sweet peaches. Get over here. Come here. Yoshi, get off my butt! Ugh! Motherfucker! Ugh! Okay, sorry. No, we're not raging. We're not raging in Mario Kart 64. That is not happening, folks. You can put your clickers away to highlight reel this stuff. That's not happening. We're not raging. So, anyways, it's just like, it surprises me to the point where it's like, I would say it's kind of like that way now, where people would be like, I don't want to be your friend if you play on this platform, blah, blah, blah. No, Wario! Wario! I hit my own banana! This is it! Ah! No! Come back! Go! Okay. But yeah. Get out of here, Wario. You suck! Anyway, sorry. I get really into this, man. I'm sorry. Anyway, what was I saying? But yeah, I mean, I wonder if it's like that now. Like, if you have a buddy who's like, I only play on PlayStation, and I don't want to hang out with anybody who plays on Xbox, because Xbox sucks and has no games. Or it's like people just like, I play on Nintendo, and everybody who owns a PlayStation and Xbox is stupid. That kind of thing. But no, it's just like, there are still some people like that, and just it's silly to me. It's really silly to me that there are people like that. But it's just like, it's what you're passionate about, man. If you're passionate about something and you don't agree with someone else, you either can, you know, be professional about it and agree with them, and like, okay, I understand your reason not to like it, and I respect that. So let's move forward and be grown-ups about this. Or you could be like two baboons fighting over fruit. Someone's gonna get poo thrown on them, and it's not gonna be a fun time. But yeah, that's how it was. Does it put a bad name on people who frequently play video games? Slightly. Slightly it puts a bad name on them. But it's how we were, man. It's how we were, it's how we grew, it's how we learned how to respect other platforms, how we learned how to appreciate other games and stuff. Wario, seriously, if you don't get off my nuts, thank you. Go back to your stupid WarioWare games. Leave the racing and all the other AAA stuff to me. Because I'm Mario. That's what we do. That's why you see my name everywhere on this. You don't see your name on the cartridge. Does it say Wario Kart? No. Because no one would play that. I'm just kidding. I would actually play that. I would totally play a Wario Kart. But yeah, man. It's just... Games are a weird thing, man. Games are pretty much like on the same level as movies and music, man. To the point where it's just like, you won't like a certain genre, but you would almost despise another person for liking something that you don't like. I think that's in all different kinds of subcultures, though. It's not just tied to video games, music, movies, and TV, you know? It's just... It's almost like they're taking what you like and disrespecting it, and just by not liking it, you have to prove them wrong and show them, it's like, this is why you need to like it, this is why it's important. But I don't think you need to take that step. I think you just need to be like, hey, this is why it's cool. And if you don't like it, that's cool, but if you want to learn more, hey, I'm your dude. You can talk to me. We can learn about this. And I think that's a good way to grow things. That's a good way to, like, express things to one another. And I think, and overall, I just feel like that's the way to make gaming seem more than just a hobby. You can make it seem like more than that. You can treat it like a lifestyle. And you can share that lifestyle with anybody. And I feel that's like something Mario Kart has done, at least in terms of the gaming industry. It helped introduce a lot of people to kart racers. It helped introduce a lot of people to couch co-op games. It introduced a lot of people on how to rage in certain parts because it gets so frustrating because you keep getting hit with a certain item, and every time you get hit with a certain item, all you want to do is punch a hole through the TV. But I digress. Either way, that's just how Mario Kart is. And that's why I love Mario Kart, man. 64, Super Nintendo one, they're all good. The giant Cheep's always here to make us happy. He's gonna spit out a giant trophy for me. Patooey, Poo. There it is. It's raining little multicolored stars. It makes me happy. And that's just a good way to end this episode, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the next episode in the Super Mario Kart Retrospective. And in the next one, we're going GameCube, buddy. And we'll be jumping into Mario Kart Double Dash next. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know I did. It's good coming back and raging a little bit in Mario Kart because it makes me happy. So until then, guys, this was Mario Kart 64. I've been Benchez. I love all your faces. I'll see you next time.